kutu. Haya, tuanze na Manu ndio akue niendelee na kazi yake. Manu.
My plan is to help them who actually know God, but they have this feeling of rejecting God. So, wanting to quit.
Okay. What are you?
My translation this year. Feel the Holy Spirit. I want to be the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
And to lead with kindness and use it to expand God's purpose. I feel so many things that I know that I can't handle.
Okay.
Yeah, I think mwaka nataka kuomba imekuwa kwa shida sana. Once my friend take getting them and things.
Elvis.
This year, trusting God, just growing spiritually, but being deep in what this what yeah deeply because what I began with Matthew, I'm reading because that is so I want to have like a deep understanding of the word, but I very much I really know how the Holy Spirit is going to be to this. It's not like it's a scripture. And this understanding the revelation of God Himself, so that I understand it the way He wants me.
Okay. Peter.
My first of all, God has sent me a resolution for last year, and I decided because He has had it up, because He answered the last year resolution, He still answered. So this year, when it was starting, I made a resolution of being knowing God deeper, drawing closer to God and understanding the deep knowledge of this kingdom. So this year, I want to venture more in the spiritual realm to understand more about the apostles, how this kingdom works, the deep secrets of God.
Good. Yeah, so you can see growing, and I think it's basic. If you're not growing, so come on, grow spiritual, you're dead. Afadhali you grow to 0.00 millimeter, but there's growth. There's not growth, jidanganya, ulishakufa. And I keep emphasizing how much I can emphasize ndio tuipate. You see, if plants provide the conditions to grow. Ama wepanda tu mahindi kwa pea fertilizer, usiwe mwenye unaenda panda. Create the necessary the maize spiritual life. Things your spirit passes, you don't do them, you're denying yourself necessary things for you to grow. Emphasize vitu again, 4 things. Bible reading. Kuna different Bible study. Bible study is different. Reading your Bible daily. You have to read your Bible. It's good, but not the kind of a chapter is not enough. And unaweza sema uko busy, but actually the more busy you are, the more you need God's word. Unafikiria ukiangalia simu yako ina reveal what kind of busyness uko nayo. You can track how you can track your time, how much time you on an app, how long it was on. So we are not as busy as we think. And some to read the Bible is in the morning. Some people it works at night, and those are very few people. And the morning, it means I have to sacrifice something. A thing and sleep. And when I speak that way, kuna watu wana panic. Unapenda usingizi. Guza kila kitu lakini usiguze usingizi yako. But I want us also to try something. This is now something I discovered last year actually, and it is working perfectly well for me. What time do you sleep? Roughly, unajua see the exact time kila siku, but Pizzo, what time do you sleep?
Exact time or hours?
Exact time when you go to bed.
I also do my Bible studies at night, so until 12 or 2.
12 or 2? 10. 10. Papa?
1.
Brother?
9.
Man. 12. Now, this is, listen to me. This is not even biblical, ni scientific too, in the sense kwamba it is your biology that is at work. It is becoming evident kwamba it's not the amount of hours you sleep, but rather the quality of sleep you have that matters. So unaweza kuwa kwa kitanda umelala 8 hours, but hazikusaidii. Biologically, we are made to be in bed by 10 latest. And you may think when you are an exception, it is not. If I sleep at 10 and I sleep for 7 hours, what time will I wake up? No.
4. You sleep at
4.
So you wake up at 5.
4. 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, yeah. 5 equals 7. 5 equals 7. So 5. If I sleep at 10 and wake up at 5, that is exactly what my body needs to be most productive. Will I struggle at the beginning? Yes, because I'm adjusting. But over time, I'll be very grateful that I'm sleeping those hours. This is the reason. Kuna sleep, ukianza kulala, kuna kuanga depth of sleep, how deep you are asleep. Kuna ile sleep yenye hata mtu akikuguza, you take time before you respond. If you don't get that kind of sleep every night, you are unhealthy and you're eating from your future. Wanasema if that is consistent for a long time, at the end of your life you would have cut 15 years. If you're supposed to live for 70 years, minus 15, 55. Just because of sleep. No one knows what happens to your brain when you sleep exactly, but it looks like it is most active at that time when you are, especially kuna level ya sleep inaitwa REM, random eye movement level. Random eye movement, if you look at somebody who's sleeping, akifika your point, amefunga macho lakini utaona eyeballs inside zinaenda across hivyo. That is that depth of sleep that every night you should have. If you don't, it is affecting your health. Hii si on a guess, hii ni research ilifanyika. Sawa sawa. Unajikaza, one of the things we grow up with ni being una celebrate wakati you sleep few hours, ama you sleep is on 11, 12, 1. You are celebrated where you are a hard working person. Watu wasikudanganya. You're killing yourself. Perfect. Umeuliza good question. REM sleep, REM sleep happens only between 10 to 11. 10 to 11, 9 to 11 actually. 9 to 11 strictly. Hatujui kwa nini. If you sleep at 11, beyond that time, you never get to that level.
So it's like the climax of sleep.
It happens shortly after you sleep, and our bodies are amazing. The light, the sunlight, ukiamka tu asubuhi and then you see the sunlight, there's a signal that is sent to your brain that tells the system, the brain, the body is now awake. This needs to be on, this needs to work, this is on. It looks like also when the sun goes out in the evening, the same signal is sent, system starts shut down. So in a shutdown mpaka 9, expect by that time, you should be getting into the next phase. Hey, karibu Mark. So if you don't sleep at that time, you miss that phase. You will sleep, yes, but you never get to that depth. So utalala 7 hours, still be tired the following day. Hautakuwa fresh. Yes. Yet you can sleep for 7 or 8 hours during the day. Because the body has a clock yenye hawaja understand exactly how it works. It is able to tell what is happening. And it goes so wired into us, you can't escape it. Walipelekanga watu, walifanya experiment wakapeleka watu where there were no clocks, no watches, and you don't have a sense of time. Alafu mnaachwa tu, mnaendelea na life yenu bila hiyo. Amazingly, everyone slept within an hour of that normal clock ya internal. Waking up also the same time in the morning, ilikuwa ni normal clock, hiyo 5 watu wameanza kuamka mpaka 6. Haya. Mimi mnaweza fikiria mimi nilikuanga hivyo. Nilikuanga deadly hivyo kwanza kitambo nilikuwa nalala hiyo time. When I was in your age, most of you, I was a graphic designer. So inspiration kwangu inakuja usiku saa 5. Hapo ndio nimekaa kwa computer na napata my idea. And I was nilifika point that is when I wake up to do things. But I can look back now and see my productivity was not good. Nilikuwa nimejidanganya na iko sana kwamba wewe ni mwanaume unalala aje kama kuku. You can sleep whatever time you want, but you can't take away the fact kwamba it will affect the following day your productivity. The earlier the better, they say actually. So for example, for me, I target to be in bed by 9, awake by 4. So that nikiamka 4, if I say I'm waking up at 4, watu wanashangaa, hey, you wake up too early. But it's because also I slept early. I slept on time. It is better you sleep on the right side of the clock before. Make sure that you just have the REM.
All these people that they sleep at that time, but they will wake up the next day at 10, not at 4 or 5 or 6, at 10, because I've seen some people.
Most of them also, mtu kama huyo, most likely, wale ninajua hata mimi, wako na emotional issues. They're running away from something, either want a job and they're in our stress, and that is the way of trying to run away from the reality. Yes. So see healthy people.
So si wana night shift. Wanafanya kazi usiku. So
wako na shida kubwa actually. Sijui kama video yetu iko on. If I can get the clip ni wa play. There's a clip of mnafanya research, ndio life yake amekuwa research. na amefikia that point ya kusema even people who work night shift wanaitwa shift workers. Wamefanya research and these people hao ndio pia wana lose hizo 15 years ahead because of body circadian rhythm was disrupted.
So you are minus 15 years from the
Yes. So na wacha nione kama nitapata hiyo clip. So before last year I used to sleep kama mfans. When kazi kisha ama something unalala saa 5 hizo. But I noticed when I changed the shift I shifted to sleeping at 9, waking up at 4, I am most productive.
Now, what if circumstances push you to sleep at that time? Maybe you are not home by 10, or something came up, you are held out before 10, and now when 10 reach, you are not yet at home. You need to eat.
Kuna once in a while thing, and it looks like the body can overcome that one. But if it's consistent, hiyo ndio routine yako, you are in problems.
But I think once you put attention on something, it's like the universe kinakuangalia. You say story zake ni kama watu wanakusikia
Akona point huyo msee, maybe I can't call it the universe kwa sababu mimi ni Mkristo. I know it is God. Nile, for example, nikidecide Monday I decided Monday is my off day. At the beginning kuna watu walikuwa wananipigia simu, but now very rare mtu anipigie simu on Monday. Hata vitu zingine tu zina adapt ile to the point kwamba kuna some favor napatanga on Monday and I can't get on the other days because I decided first na God, and if something is good for you, God will ensure also that it works. He works on the things that you can't sort wewe mwenyewe. Let me see if I can get your video too. Yeah, ndio. Okay, it's long. You can go and look for it. Usikize. The fitness scientist, even a little alcohol is hurting your health. So it's part of what she says. They are very long. I think 1 hour for 50 minutes. But if you have time, you can watch it. See what Christo, so you don't expect Jesus to be mentioned or the Bible, or to refer to evolution. But that's the same case. We know from our schooling. Scientists don't struggle but on a issue, pop scientists, if I can call them that, but it is true that some of the things they've done, some of the research that they've done is actually anchored on reality. So we should learn from them. So I can post it group. And that tuipate hapo. Okay. Na mtu amekuwa convinced.
From 12 but then
It is training. Kitu realized at the beginning, waking up at 4 was crucial to me getting into sync. If I work at the beginning when I was starting to change my shift, shifting to the new aligning my body to the clock. Kuamka asubuhi ilikuwa inanisaidia sababu ilikuwa inanisaidia sasa kuchoka rahisi na kulala mapema. So the first thing you need to get right ni waking up time. So if I wake up at 4, by 9 nitakuwa nimeanza kusikia usingizi. Sawa? Yeah. So I think the first part, if you are starting, you begin with waking up, not the sleeping time. Work on the waking up time. Karibu, we are talking about basics, utazifuata tukiendelea. Papa umesikia aje? And you can see this is one of, and I think I agree with that. Part of why we have the crisis in mental health, your disruption. Ina make sense? Angalia watu wanakuanga kwa simu zao ni sisi. Usiku kwanza ndo screen tu ziko hapa kwa uso. Uzuri wa simu kama hii yangu actually iko na setting yenye if I put it too long at this distance itaniambia itaenda off, alafu itaweka message iseme too close. So I have to move it away. Simu zenu hazina, so uko tu hapo. So actually our phones are doing us harm because that is the light that we're exposing ourselves, and the light that yenye kwa hizi screen ni blue light, which is the wavelength yenye tells the body it is waking up time, systems up. So you're confused, are we supposed to sleep or are we waking? So you uko serious katikati. And another thing I can confirm na huyu msee vile amesema, recently ndio nilipata hizi masherehe za Christmas. That's when I got home. But when I changed, sometime I think in August or September, I became healthy. I was never homa iko inanilemea. So even your body, that helps it to heal if you give it that opportunity from 10 to 4. Now, most of the time, who do you think are the worst disruptors for your clock, men or women? Who die younger?
What about sometimes our bodies force us to sleep?
Bodies.
Many times our body asks me to sleep at that time 10 or
Sangine actually ina forcing the body can.
On Sundays napika kwa nyumba. I'm exhausted, nikiangalia because I just sleep until the next day.
Go without sleep for how long wanasemanga, body ita override your systems. Ita shut down tu peke yake. Itafika mahali yenye wanasema msee afikiri vipoa, so whatever system is normally operating, and we don't control most of our systems by the way. So inasema shut down, restructure kwanza ndio come up. Our bodies are awesome because even pain, when people have an accident kwa barabara, most of them don't realize what happened after a major impact. Wanananga tu anakwambia tu sijui kelele alafu sijui nini ili happen. So the body normally knows how to, this system cannot handle this kind amount of pain. It's good to shut down. Una pass out. Yes. Sababu pia kuna shock level fulani, if it happens to your body nasema shut down. Huyu mzee hizi process history, wacha put pole pole hiyo reality kisink. So our bodies are amazing. Mwenye umelewa mpaka pia inafika point. I think inafikanga pali the influence of alcohol is too much kwa brain, mpaka brain inasema okay. Also, you know, our bodies, do you control how you breathe? Are you consciously thinking, breathe in? Even blinking. Most of what controls our body is subconscious. The conscious part is very little. Hiyo effort tunakanga kwa conscious part. The rest of the body iko na system tu zake zenye wewe hujui. You are not the one who tells when you have an injury, now heal this one. It already automatically knows what to do. Amazing body. So let's cooperate with it to the extent that it makes us productive and more godly. Iko na needs zake pia, kuna needs inatakanga zenye we have to say no to. And we say no to them not because they are unnatural to the body. For example, the urge for sex. It's a natural body need, but God has created on how that need should be met. So when it wants sex outside God's parameters, we say no. Okay? When it wants food outside God's parameters, you are greedy. You say no. Yes. So we have to understand these basic things. Na hizi ndio vitu I wish tungefundishwa kwa shule, but tulifundishwa pi r squared na nini, na diameter ni ngapi, which are good, but there are more fundamental ones that should have been done before those ones. Sawa? Sorry? Ego imetoka? Hata ya kutengeneza pesa iko imetoka. Tuliambiwa tu you'll be employed. Tutakuwa pilot, nani tena doctor, engineer, au wote ni employees. Hatakuwa ambayo you can start your own company. So the reason we began with that timing thing na Bible reading, if I wake up at 4, I am most likely able to put in enough hours to read the Bible and pray. Also another thing that happened when we changed kwenda shift, kusoma ilikuanga ngumu, kusoma kitabu yenye si Bible was hard. But now if I wake up at 5, I am able to read the Bible, which for me takes around 40-45 minutes, the 10 chapters. And then I'm able to pray for about 1 hour, and I'm able to read a book, at least a chapter. Ule msee alisema aje ile conference yetu ilikuwa hapa juzi. The minimum ni Yesu aliuliza disciples, yani you could watch with me for 1 hour. But I also know problem yetu ni hivi, and this I had in the beginning for me also prayer wise. Nilikuwa nashangaa watu wanaongeleshanga Mungu for 1 hour. Unaongelesha nini Mungu for? So umeshamwambia nataka hii, nataka umeshatoka hapo. But this is the shift yenye pia ili happen kwa mind yangu about prayer. Kitu ilisaidia fundamentally ni moja. I realized hakuna, sina haraka, hakuna mahali naenda if I've woken up on time. And then every thought that comes into my mind becomes a prayer point. Sawa sawa. Ile watu wengine wanafightingi kurudisha ati my mind is wandering and I want to come back to prayer. No. For me actually hizo wanderings ndio prayer points. Yeah. So if somebody comes into my mind, I don't wonder. No. I pray for that person. If a feeling comes to me about something, I pray about it. Even if I'm anxious about the day, I make that into a prayer. Nikikuwa naomba alafu nafikiria si siku itaisha aje. So I start praying, Lord help me. Today I think I should do this and this and this. I pray for that in Bible study. I pray hizo. No hurry. Whatever comes to my mind I pray for. Utapray hiyo now. Na itaisha tu kama you don't realize.
Having a plan to change or sleeping routine.
Hiyo pia unaombea hivyo. God, niko na plan na sijui hata vile itawaka. Nataka kujaribu, nisaidie. Kwanza hata una pray God, nimesikia leo, sijui hata vile hii kitu inaweza waka kama ni ukweli, but kama ni kweli na itanisaidia, nisaidie on what to do next. Na usiongee kizungu mingi, Mungu asikiange kizungu peke yake. Be yourself actually. Nasema tu God, hata sasa naanza kuongea kizungu kwa sababu niligrow up nikifikiri wewe unasikia. Nisaidie nikue myself when I'm praying to you. Kwa sababu hakuna kitu juu kunihusu. That kind of reality before God, you will pray for long. We grew up with people who are praying in a way that we think is prayer, but it's not the kind of biblical prayer that we should pray. So that can be a prayer point for you. So if I get to do that, you can see then I take about 15 minutes. I normally go to the kitchen na warm maji moto na kikombe inanisaidia kuamka. So 15 minutes nimekaa, so ni 4:15. 45 minutes by 5 I should have nimeshamalizana na Bible reading.
Now we set alarm the first time.
4, yes. Iko 4. Yes. So alafu hiyo 5 ndio prayer mpaka 6. 6 ndio nimemaliza kuomba. 6 to 6:30 or 6:45 I can read a chapter of a book. Most books are normally 12, 15, 17 chapters. So in about 15 days, I'm normally done with a book.
Question about the prayer.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have a friend you were in the same room.
Mm-hmm.
Now, ikifika asubuhi, those around 5, again in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Anaamka kwanza anapiga ka worship kwanza.
Anaimba
Kwanza.
Mm-hmm.
So anaimba and then sasa anaingia kwa.
Mm-hmm.
So at times I felt like I was being like I couldn't make my prayers. I was feeling like he's interrupting me. But I felt disturbed. I wasn't.
Na ulimwongelesha?
No, sikumuongelesha. Ndio mtu nilikuwa naye kuhudumia.
Uliona ataona wewe ni antichrist. I think it's very simple.
Do you babble your words out as in, so maybe if you have
my volume.
Partner, so that anasikia nini unasema.
Hapana.
Ama just
Huyo ni mimi na Mungu. Is there a place for loud prayers? Yes. But most of the consistent daily prayers are in your closet. I shouldn't disrupt anyone else's sleep. Mungu hayuko mbali hivyo sana ndio namshautia asikie. So I can talk to him in my natural ways. Personally, my aim inakuanga ni how can I be myself before God reverently. Still niko na respect to God, but I'm myself bad. So I talk to him. Sangine hata somebody in the next room can't hear, but I talk. I talk to God in my normal voice. Kama yourself. Wewe si loud. Acha mtu mwingine. And then I shouldn't disrupt other people's sleep. That is being insensitive and loving.
That was exactly how I was feeling.
Hiyo si Christian way. Sababu hata Yesu when he was praying here, can't you watch with me for 1 hour? Kuna wase wanalala hapa. Alisonga mbali. Nilifika tu siku moja akaambia Yesu, teach us how to pray. Vile unaomba na vile tunajua kuna tofauti. Teach us how to pray. Na hiyo ni one of my prayers even up to now. Teach me how to pray and also what to pray for, who to pray for. Hiyo part. Yeah. So hiyo ni prayer part. Na reading a book for us, I think it should be a mandatory for us. Also, kama unaweza squeeze in hiyo asubuhi yako, if you are able to squeeze in reading a chapter of a book, it will help you. Any Christian book. Kama umekosa vitabu niambie tu. Kuna vitabu mingi sana kwa nyumba yetu. Awesome. Kuna vitabu. Uzuri nikikupea kitabu napiganga picha, ukienda nayo naweka social media. Sadly, that is the reality for most Christians. Kuna vitabu kwa shelf yako ama kwa nini yako za watu. Unajarudisha. Rudisha. Na uzuri zimeandikwa, so enda uangalie tu vitabu za watu. This one is stolen from.
Speaking in tongues. CEO yetu ya shule anasemanga if you just pray kwa hiyo kwa kawaida you are not able to speak in tongues, you are not uttering spiritual words, as in hope you're going to utter spiritual words, then you speak in tongues to show an indicator that you have to speak with the spirit.
Okay. Haya, wacha nimalize list yangu alafu tutakuja hiyo tongues. Tukienda hiyo tunaenda story refu. Wacha nimalize hiyo story. So, Bible reading, prayer, hiyo ni number 2. Number 3, fellowship. So these are the things that your spiritual person needs for you to provide the necessary conditions for your spiritual person to grow. If you're not giving your spiritual person these things, you are not growing. Hakuna tumestagnate, you're dying. Living things are either growing or they died. We don't grow in height. Tukishafika about 23 years old, we don't add height. But apart from your brain cells, hizo nerves, itongaje, neurons, every cell in your body inakuanga replaced. Unajua hivyo? Everything else ni new. So you are totally new cell-wise, apart from your neurons in the brain. So everyone, hiyo ni kila mtu. Brain cells zako peke yake ndio change. Hizo zingine zote ina replace. Yes. Hiyo unanyoa ingine nakuja. So we should provide these things to our spiritual person so that we can grow, and the growth can be slow, and sometimes you don't see the growth. Kama if you plant an avocado tree, for you to get the fruits, it will take some time. Sometimes you may never see the growth, but if you look back 4 years ago and the person you are now, kuna growth. If you've been inputting those necessary things, kutakuwa na a difference, especially attitude, character, your love for God, love for people. Sawa. So, and I shouldn't worry about I'm not more loving. I should worry about am I giving the spiritual person what he needs for him to grow. So fellowship is important. That's why even the Bible about not forsake meeting together as watu wengine wameanza. And we've seen people who've separated themselves from church, it doesn't take long before waanze kuenda vitu zingine. Na hiyo ni from the devil. One of the things akitakanga tu anajuanga mkikuwa pamoja nyinyi wa Kristo, you are too strong. But separate kafikiria yako uko poa. Kameenda Australia path alafu kana feel Opolo autos. You don't need God anymore. Aje engage kwingine hata wana practice opposite. So wako church ni hypocrites. Hapo katikati hakuna.
Lakini sasa
Wacha I get you properly. They come to church on Sunday and then during the week is it kusoma Bible, kuomba, anakuja church. Bado karakta yake haijakuwa transformed. The reality ni hivi. That is all of us to some extent. Ama kuna mtu perfect. Kuna mtu yeye anakujanga na anafanya zote na ako perfect because it's growth. So nimesema the most important thing is that you're growing at whatever pace. And if sijasema number 4, this one is the most neglected one. Ministry ama serving. If you're not serving, which most people don't, most people who go to church and read their Bible and pray, umejishoot kwa foot. That is the missing part in watu wengi. If you find somebody doing all the 4, even plus here, serving in church, serving evangelism especially also, it will be hard for them not to engage fully na God. Na you can see they are wameturn kona fulani and they are pursuing God. If you do the 3 without this last one, uko kwa place yenye ni kama mtoto, you need other people to help you. Otherwise, also if you don't do much, your Christianity will die. We've seen many like those ones.
Kuna instances, for example,
nani alionekana na nani? Preaching water and drinking water. Okay. I think maybe if I am doing these 4 things consistently, it will be very hard for me to be doing those things. That is very rare. It can be there. But most of the people, even I've heard of ministers who fall from grace. We can trace that point to Paleolianza Kudaviet. They dropped, for example, reading the Bible or praying. Well, it dropped somewhere. Kwa public, wanaka maintain cafes flani, but they don't do it in private. So it's a slow fade. There's something they neglected doing. And then, when you're talking about Bible reading, kuna ile, like I mentioned at the beginning, the kind of times you are living in, you can't do with 1 chapter. Hiyo ni ile hiyo si ya age yetu, because the kind of forces that are against, ni kama tumechafuliwa roho. For you to wash that chafu, you need a lot of spiritual word. Na tuambiwa sanctify me with your word, sanctify me with the truth. Your word is truth. That's what the Bible tells us. Sanctify means cleanse. So the word of God has a cleansing power on our spirits. If I'm exposed too much to the world, nasoma tu kwa kadogo, hainisaidii. Nilimention hiyo story ya I used to struggle kusoma Bible ile ya kama sio wengine read through the Bible in 1 year. And some people don't have an issue. Please continue. Mimi nilikuwa na struggle. Nikakuja nikagundua after beginning 10 chapters too, the reason was basically I was not giving a challenge to my mind and spirit. Ilikuwa too easy for it. So reading the 10 chapters now engages my mind and my spirit. And I find I'm enjoying what I'm reading in the Bible. For some of you, you could be like me. The reason you are not enjoying reading the Bible, you are underusing your brain and your spirit. So,
But if you don't have a problem with that,
continue. Na nimesema continue. But also kama umekuwa ukisoma hivyo for the last 5 years, there's a difference. Unafaa kugrow to this one. Sawa. Otherwise itafika huwezi fanya hesabu za class 4 tena umeshasonga uko the year 5. That makes sense. Haya. You see, for example, maji yenye 5 cm maize inahitaji si the same yenye 10 feet inahitaji. So input has to increase. Yes. Hiyo inamaanisha. So if I'm growing spiritually, itafika pahali the kind of input I used to have is too little for the level yenye nimefika. I have to increase it. That's why even for prayer, itafika your point. And even me, I want to grow to the point where there's my mtu alini psych about prayer, one person, and probably if you get his book tafadhali itafute usome. Let me look for that. There's a book by a missionary alikuanga England from Germany. To prayer. Hiyo kitabu inaitwa hivi. I think hii ni YouTube yenye kuna hiyo kitabu. You can go kama wewe ni mtu audio, but the book is here. You can see George Muller answers to prayer. If you've heard of a story ya children homes yenye they never ask for any money from anyone, but God provided every day. Hiyo ndio huyo mzee. He ran a children's home and he never went to any church to ask for money. Kitu alikuwa anafanya ni anaamka na pray to God, and quote moja namchukua from hiyo kitabu yake ni he used to pray about something mpaka anakuwa na peace nayo. Akikuwa na peace nayo anaachana nayo, anatoka hapo anaenda stories zingine. God provided for that children home. Those children homes ilikuwa mingi. All his life he never asked for anyone for anything. He gave an example of one night yenye wako one morning ameshaomba amefeel at peace with it, but hakuna kitu kitchen, zero. Na watoto wanaamka shortly for breakfast, nothing, hakuna kitu, si ati kuna kitu kidogo. So kaambia watoto, yes, let's gather at the dining place and give thanks for the food. Where is the food? Let's give thanks to God for the food. When they finished praying, there was a knock at the door. The local baker person, I said I couldn't sleep at night. God told me to bring this morning. These are some books yenye unafaa kutafuta kusoma vitu kama hizo. Na sangine for somebody like me, inakuanga siku hizi sijakuwa mlezi sana. I used to listen to audiobooks. Sometimes I find it easier to do something else as I listen to the book. Kuna watu kama hao and it can work. Sawa. So prayer, it grow. Word reading, it grow. Fellowship pia it grow. Na fellowship pia patingine kwa nataka kusema. The church in Acts, we see how powerful they were. Walikuwa watu powerful sana, very powerful people. But we never realized why they were so, and we keep thinking we can hack their way without doing what they did. I think in chapter 2. So ni after Peter preach, watu wameokoka, so the church imejiform, and then you see what they are saying. They worship together at the temple. How often? Every day. Met in homes for the Lord's Supper and shared their meals with great joy and generosity. Screaming out of this verse is fellowship. Imagine if this was reality, kwamba we were meeting every day, hii generation yetu, after work. Umesumbuliwa na mwindi huko nje, umeteseka kwa kazi, but at least in the evening utakuja kupatana na brothers and sisters, you pray together, you get encouraged. Tomorrow you will have the courage to live your Christian life out there. Itakukumbusha kwamba I am a Christian every day. Fellowship yetu for most people sadly ni Sunday peke yake, si ndio? Hiyo ndio wanakutana na other Christians, unless you work in a church, a ministry, or in a workplace yenye iko na Christians wenye wamegundua we need each other, they form a fellowship, they pray together, and there are places like those ones. So if there's a place where we've not done very well, ni fellowship. But because in our generation tumekuwa counted, me I go to church, so wewe unajicount kama you're okay. Please look for as many opportunities as possible to be with other Christians. So that's why this Bible study is important. And I know it makes a difference. Sababu after living here, at least uko na kitu ta kupush in your spiritual walk a few days to come. Prayers the Wednesday, please come and make them. I know sometimes they can feel boring, but come and make them lively. Wewe ndio ule so zinapo wewe kuja na hiyo liveliness yako. And maybe tukikuwa critical mass, we can change it to a point where it is an enjoyable point, an enjoyable thing that we look forward to. Any Christian gathering, if you are able to, please run to that fellowship. Sawa sawa. If you neglect fellowship, it shows in your work. Hiyo ya mwisho, serving especially in the great command, go ye and make disciples, speaking out your faith to people, please do that. Hiyo ni beyond serving in church, you're in music ministry, you're in sound, hizo vitu zote, that is good. But hakuna mtu anaweza escape the fact kwamba you need also to share the gospel with people around you. Kuna mahali mimi siwezi fika. There are some of your friends I can never reach. Mungu amekuweka hapo, katikati hapo, that you can talk. Nikienda kwa sekama hawatanisikiza, mimi sijasoma, I'm not a learned friend. But yeye mwenyewe akiongelesha watamsikia sababu ni one of them. Kwanza hata alikuwa poa kwa class kuliko. You see the point? Kuna pale unaishi pia, siwezi kuja huko, wewe ndio uko hapo, unafaa kusaidia watu wajue God. Haya, tutamalizia hapo. Time yetu imeisha. Ije swali yako utakuwa next week? Utaangalia TV. Haya, tutaianza next week. Tukue watu wa keep time pia ndio tuende kulala saa ngapi? Yeah.
It is the best. This is what you needed to start this year with. I think I've gotten so much from